Hi, I'm Figura, and this is my lacrosse story. I started playing lacrosse when I was, I think, second grade. My mom has always coached, so I was always around when she was coaching, and then she kind of brought me up into it, so she was my first coach. So just kind of like being at friends' games and at practices, I would always like play around with it, but I really got into it in second grade. So I think the team at Lenape was awesome. Obviously freshman year was a great team. We made it to the state championship and unfortunately didn't win, but it was so awesome to be able to play in that as a freshman. So I think that was one of my favorite memories. I think that team was awesome. We were so close and a tight-knit group. So all 4 years there, I had great friends on the team, my best friends I played with. So it was just an awesome experience having a team that was not only connected on the field, but outside of the field. So I think that although we weren't the most successful every year, like it really helped me grow as a player to be part of such a hardworking team.
Fires in the shot, scores! Figura with 48 seconds left.
I just think it's awesome to be able to look at them having so much success at other schools and thinking back to how important they were and such a big part of the team. Like Gabby Fournier, for example, is constantly leading her conference in assists, and she has always been just an awesome player, and it's just like goes to show her selflessness there. So I think that's great for her. And Caroline McKenna at Salisbury, she's been killing it as well. She's one of my great friends too, so I'm really proud of her and just happy to see them doing great and like continuing on through high school. It really goes to show like how much Lenape has really helped build these players up to be great in the future. So I vividly remember the day I committed. It was Christmas Eve of my sophomore year. Very exciting day, but I was looking at a lot of other schools in A10 as well. I think St. Joe's just stuck out to me because it was like local, always a place that I could like go home to. But then when I came to the campus, beautiful campus, the coaches were, compared to any other school that I'd visited, like they were very adamant, like we want you. So they were like awesome about that, which really made me know that it was like a family here. Like they were super personable, just great like a first impression with them. So I think that was a part of it. Also, I had known a girl that was on the team that my mom had taught in school. So she kind of brought me on campus, gave me a little tour myself. So it was nice to have that like one-on-one with her. So I think that also really drew me in because she had such a great experience here as well. So just having heard from how great the team is together and then experiencing it now that I'm here, like I do really understand that this is like the most close-knit team that I've ever been a part of. I think it was definitely way more intense than high school. I think that that's something that freshmen will always go through just because you are playing with the best players at every high school. Like everyone that has made it to a Division I school will understand like they were maybe the best of the best in high school, but you're all just competing against one another. So it's kind of tough going into it freshman year just because you are up against a bunch of great players and you want to show your best from the get-go. So I think that it's definitely a tough transition, but it was just awesome to be competing against, like alongside a bunch of great other players. Some of my favorite memories, I would say like celebrating. I know that since my freshman year there have been a lot of girls on the team who have reached like new records, and I think that like seeing that and being like so proud for them and just having that like celebration on the field after like a 100th goal or like a 100th point, I just think that that's something that I'll never forget. Like I think it's awesome to celebrate things like that just because it's the whole team that contributes to it, so it really is just something that like you can't beat. Every year we do, the freshmen have to sing with the headphones on, so that's always hilarious. It's just a random bus ride, we'll pull out the headphones and just like surprise them and say, oh, it's your turn. So just having like come from doing that and then seeing it every year is hilarious. I think that obviously like it just brings the team closer, and then we get the coaches in on it every year too, so it's always something that takes up some time of a 6-hour bus ride that maybe isn't the most fun, but I feel like our bus rides are always just the best. So I think that Duquesne, when we played against like a girl that I had played with for 3 years in high school, Carly Braverman, and she's an awesome player, she always has been. So it's kind of like a little friendly competition, you know, but always ready to take it seriously. But I think that against Duquesne, they were definitely a tough defense because they threw out a zone, which we weren't expecting. So going into that is always tough, just kind of like figuring out how to beat it. So they were obviously very highly ranked, and it was a little intimidating, but I think that we came out with a really strong start against Richmond, and it was awesome to just watch us progress throughout it, and like we were constant. And I think that a lot of that was our little pregame ritual. We had this lion that we had a big long stick, and we had the lion on top of it, and in the little tent, I guess, because COVID we couldn't be inside, but we were in a tent outside of the game. And we had the lion up and we were all dancing and jumping, and it was just like the most hype that our team has ever been before. So going into it, I think that was an awesome pregame celebration. So I think stuff like that always contributes to the energy, like having that really high energy on the field and celebrating all the little things. So I think that all of that combined just really led to us being like coming out there with a killer attitude and just getting it done. That's just really important for us, is to go in like not thinking about the name. Like obviously UMass is a very intimidating team. They've always been someone that's a huge competitor for us. So we were all really excited and really confident going into it, but I just think that we just couldn't pull through for it, and it was really upsetting because I think that we are a great team and we're always strong competitors. So it's obviously awesome to be playing the A10 championship, and having been here 4 years, that's the furthest we've been. I think that's the furthest they've been maybe in all of history. So it's an honor to have been in that game and that been competing for that title. I would say like corny, but my parents, like they're my biggest supporters ever, and I'm constantly being reminded of like how proud they are of me every single day before the games. I get texts from both of them just saying like, go out there and do your best. Like, we're so proud of you. You know, it's just that constant support. So I'm always just inspired by them and like want to do my best for them. So they're huge supporters, and I'm so thankful for that. My coaches too, like for example, Colleen Dawson, I know she's always out there watching, and she's one of the best coaches I've ever had as well. She's awesome. I'm always trying to impress her and, you know, do what she taught me, so like execute the little things and just know that she had a huge influence on where I've come. I think that lacrosse, I can't think of a specific thing that it means to me, but I think that it means a lot more than people on the outside of the sports world really understand. Like when I tell people I play Division I lacrosse at St. Joe's, they're like, oh, that's cool, you play a D1 sport, that must be tough, but they don't see the ins and outs of everyday life, like the best friends that I've gained from this experience, and like friends and memories that I'll never forget. So it's kind of like lacrosse is my life. It has been for the past however many years, and it's something that I wake up and look forward to doing every single day. So it really is like, it has a huge influence on my life, and it really has changed me in a way that it makes me like more motivated, more organized, time management. It really has just like influenced my life in such a way that I think I'd be such a different person if I hadn't taken it this far. So I'm very thankful to have had the experiences that I've had. Right now the plan is going to nursing school in the future, but for lacrosse, I'm not sure. It's still up in the air, but we'll see. I would say I've taken away a lot of experiences from it that I can bring into the real world, like just having that hardworking and driven attitude all the time. It's something that you really can't wake up and not have. It's kind of like, we always say like fake it till you make it. So even if you're not having the best day, not having the best practice, like having that positive attitude even when you might be like at your lowest on that day is just something that you can always bring into the real world, and you know, like always be successful having that mindset. So I think that really off that, like having a mindset that most other people don't have, and just kind of like digging deep in times where you need it is something that I've like really learned from this, because there's so many hardships that you have to go through, whether it's in practice and games, with injuries, with coaches and whatnot. It's just something that like going through those experiences and learning from them will always make you a stronger person and just grow you mentally, physically, stuff like that.